for sure. There's an excavator up there, but
and brings in, I don't know, certain things into the economy.
right,
But then locals lose their jobs in their places. Well, like
right. But there's a big warning sign up here. I'm not.
A surprise in terms of timing that these things happened.
Lebih bagus kalau misalnya pemerintahnya kayak ngasih solusi gitu.
Okay, so we're here today with some breaking news, and the news is that the area around Balangan right now is seeing visits from the government to enforce permits. Now, this is interesting in light of what's happened recently in Bingin, and here for the Bali Business Review, what we want to make sure is that we are covering the news. We're not trying to steer politics one way or the other. We do want to get to ground truth, so we're asking from different opinions in order to guide Bali's sustainable development. We want people to follow the law. We want citizens to respect their government, pay taxes when they should be paying taxes, but we also want to respect that there is many different viewpoints, and in a democracy, I think the sharing of different information and transparency is what leads to a greater understanding, and greater understanding, I think, is one of the fundamental challenges that we have to overcome as a group together working on Bali's future as foreign investors, local government, state government, and also tourists. Everybody has a part to play, and so we're covering the news today to see what the news will show. Okay, so this is Nadia. Say hi, Nadia.
Hi, everyone.
Nadia and I are going to be journalists today, and there's some new news that we think any person who's watching the activity and economics here in the Bukit area should be aware of. We don't have clear facts yet, so we're going to go out there and see what's going on. We're going to interview some property owners. We're going to see if there's any local voices on the ground that have any facts, and we're going to talk to some guests and see what's going on. Bring you the ground truth on what's going on here in Balangan now as well. Okay, let's go.
All right, so we arrived here at Balangan on top of the cliff, and we're going down there later and having a conversation with some of the people, like the guests, the business owners there. Let's go.
We reached the line of, I guess, wall rooms and huts down here in Balangan, and it's quite a different picture than Bingin for sure. I mean, you can see there's this big pile of trash over here. All these roofs are also asbestos as well, so quite a different story than Bingin for sure. There's an excavator up there, but it's not doing demolition. It's actually making a pathway down here. So I think it's a different purpose, right? But yeah, maybe let's ask some local people what they think. Yeah. Halo, Mbak. Pernah dengar pemerintah mau ke sini kasih bongkar semua warung-warung di Pantai Bingin, Pantai Balangan? Balangan. Tak tahu ya? Okay, alright. Semua, tak tahu ya? Kurang paham. Kurang tahu. Mau dibongkar? Itu benar atau tak? Tak tahu ya?
Tidak tahu.
Kurang tahu pula saya. Kurang tahu. Okay. Ya?
Oh, enggak. Kalau perempuan kadang di sini, kadang enggak.
Tidak tahu. Oke. Bapak siapa nama?
Ketut Kereta.
Oke, Kereta bisnis ini di Bali.
Tahun 1980.
Oh wow. Oke. Terus Bapak sudah pernah dengar apa terjadi di Bingin ya? Pemerintah ke sana.
Ya sudah saya dengar. Saya sudah dengar.
Oke.
Tapi di sini sudah warung saya sudah interogasi oleh Sel PP.
Ya.
Dinas provinsi, tapi kita belum kasih pembongkaran ya.
Oke, cuma perhatian.
Perhatian.
Oke, baik.
Ya.
Itu dalam perhatian itu kasih berita apa? Like harus dibeli pajak atau mereka ingin?
Ya saya sudah dari dulu.
Oke.
Sudah bayar pajak, pajak patan,
Betul.
bisnis gitu. Saya sudah bayar.
Well, we came to a hotel here, and one of the guys that surfs, he just wanted to come here, and we are the friends that watch him surf. Exactly.
Okay.
We take pictures. We cheer him, and
Is it? No. Okay, just.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Okay. Well,
For us, he is.
Excellent. I can see that. So, what do you think about this particular location right now? How does it make you feel?
I think it's really beautiful. Really beautiful.
Okay. And then, if let's say there's a threat for this area to be demolished, like, how do you think that will affect tourism?
I think that's really terrible because I think that the big companies and they're like demolishing stuff everywhere and just trying to make money and getting profit for themselves and forgetting about the local communities.
This is an interesting debate that we're having. Maybe you can help us understand granted, but should people pay taxes on land and should they follow the law?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I don't know. I mean, it really depends on where it is and who the taxes go to, because usually taxes get stolen by the big guys, you know?
Happens in Uruguay, yeah?
It happens everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to trust and understand that the government is actually doing the most legitimate thing in order to feel confident that they have the authority to make these decisions. Okay. And what sort of, okay, if they did build a beach club here or something like that, would you still come to Balangan?
No.
And why?
Because I think that it's beautiful the way it is, and keeping the locals manage it, I think it's best. They're the ones that lived here forever, and they can do with their land what they please, you know?
Okay, that's important. Yeah, I think local presidents. Okay. All right, and your name again?
Gonzalo.
Gonzalo from Uruguay, here on a surfing trip with 9 of his buddies watching their friends surf out there in Balangan. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gonzalo.
Aku dari Nusa Dua gitu. Oh ya, soalnya pantainya kan cantik. Jadi aku kesini nyari cafe yang kayak belakangnya pantai, buat ya view-nya bagus, buat kayak sekedar bengong atau misalnya baca buku gitu. Ya, atau ngerjain tugas atau kirim-kirim email kayak gitu. Misalnya dibongkar gara-gara legality sih harus dibuktiin dulu ya, misalnya legality-nya bener apa enggak. Tapi kalau misalnya dari sudut pariwisatanya sayang banget, soalnya aku kesini gara-gara dia kan langsung ke pantai kayak gitu, jadi cantik view-nya gitu. Mungkin ini juga bisa menarik wisatawan lain, sama kalau misalnya ada yang habis ke pantai terus mereka lapar gitu, dia bisa ke pinggir-pinggirnya kayak gitu sih. Lebih bagus kalau misalnya pemerintahnya kayak ngasih solusi gitu daripada cuman dibongkar aja kayak gitu. Kayak misalnya
ya, kalau sepihak gitu kayaknya kasihan sama orang-orang yang bekerja di sini kan banyak yang pegawai-pegawai.
All right, I'm here with Eugene. He's visiting from the Netherlands, and so we want to hear the perspective of how foreign travelers to Balangan feel about recent news that there might be demolitions happening here on this beach. So, Eugene, first, how long have you been coming to Bali?
This is our third time.
Third time, okay. And what made you decide to visit Balangan Beach?
Well, simply because we were in the other beach is called Bingin, and we were shocked by some of the demolitions there. So
we
we
were
found out yesterday when we walked through the beach.
Yeah.
And we thought, what the heck is happening here? It looks like war. And then
It
we
does
heard
look like
from
war,
the
yeah.
reception, they gave us a little bit of background.
That's right, yeah, uh-huh.
They gave us a little bit of background, and
Okay.
so that was a shock. So that's why we're here.
Not the whole truth.
What's your perspective, ma'am?
No, but this is not the whole truth of why are we here.
Oh, okay.
So not about the perspective, but our son used to surf here.
Okay.
And so we came to the beach where he's...
Of course, as well.
Oh, nostalgia.
And
A few years ago.
and then we were very disappointed yesterday
Yeah.
at Bingin Beach, and we thought, let's go here.
I quite like is to see the buildings built here. It's cozy.
Okay.
It feels very authentic.
Right.
And I think with the combination of the sea, the nature, authenticity of the Balinese.
Okay.
That's what I like.
Correct.
I prefer that versus the large buildings, big hotels, etc. And I think it's getting all the people around the table and waiting off the right interests and of the stakeholders involved, and I think coming to a mutual conclusion to that. And to me, that's quite shocking because it feels like very positional. When discussion stops and dialogue stops, then people take position. And and I don't know the insights, but I heard that it was quite a surprise in terms of timing that these things happened.
Yep.
Whilst first discussions didn't come to a conclusion. Which, with a topic like this, it's going to be very difficult, I guess. So your first discussion having a conclusion is going to be major. I don't know, but it needs time. I guess with what we see just the last year already, last 2 years, the development is going so rapidly.
Correct.
I think it's wise. It would be wise to have that dialogue on the highest level with the right stakeholders, just to make sure that you maintain the character of Bali. Because we went to Canggu 2 weeks ago, and a friend of us lives there. He's seen it developing over the last 10 to 15 years. And he see if Bali develops at that speed everywhere, it's not going to be nice.
So we're next to this really big sign here on Balangan, and the sheds are to my left and to my right. But there's a big warning sign up here. I'll have to chat GPT this update through this. Okay. What does that say, Nadia? Stay tuned for our next episode. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe so that we can produce really great facts and business intelligence videos that recount the history of Bali correctly. As a reminder, in the age of AI, I think there is a greater danger of what I would call knowledge pollution that is happening. I do want to actually help guide the way that investments are being done so that we have plenty more management opportunities to oversee sustainable long-term growth that is in harmony with Balinese values and also makes financial sense too as well. All right, catch you on the next episode. See you later. Bye-bye.